Thank you for showing up, kids. It's always good to see the faces. Senior night, well organized by our juniors this year, so I'm going to pass off the microphone to Sophie.
This year, we gave a wonderful addition to our team. She may not be from here, but she fits in like she's been part of it all along. I would like to recognize our foreign exchange student, Ida Laura. When I first saw Ida, I was confused because I thought we had a new student. Then I learned she was an exchange student. I was the first to introduce myself. At first, I had seen of her, but as time went on, we started talking more, especially basketball season beginning. Once you get to know Ida, you will quickly see how dedicated she is and how much heart she brings to the game. She's one of the funniest people you'll meet. One thing I'll never forget is the confused face she makes whenever she messes up. It always makes us smile. Or whenever she scrunches up her face after she hears something she thinks is weird. Even though Ida may be leaving, she has made a lasting impact on our team. Thank you, Ida, for your effort, your positivity, and your friendship. I will miss you very much. Please join me in recognizing Ida. Now for the seniors. Ariana from Candy. Ariana, you've made such a lasting impact on this team, and there's no doubt you're going to accomplish amazing things in this next chapter of your life. The passion and the heart you've poured into this sport have meant more than words to explain. You gave everything you had and never settled for less than your best, always pushing yourself and the team to grow. Resilience, confidence, and the way you carried yourself made you someone you could look up to every single day. You didn't just lead with your voice, you led with your actions, and that's something we'll always remember. You've left a legacy on this team that will carry on after this long season. Congrats on an incredible senior season, Army. Next is Addison from Carly. Addison, you've been such an important part of this team. You show up every day ready to work and never do anything halfway. Putting the sports itself aside, who you are as a person is extremely inspiring. You're supportive, competitive, and always there for your teammates. You celebrate everyone else's wins, pick people up at the tough losses, and keep things positive even when it's not easy. That kind of leadership means a lot to everyone. You have helped make this team what it is, and it won't be the same without you. We're so proud of everything you've done and the person you've become. Congrats on an amazing senior season, Abby. Next is Kyla from Eagle. Kyla, you are one of the hardest workers on this team. Someone who shows up every single day ready to compete, improve, and give 100%. Whether it's long practices or battling through tough games, she brings the same intensity and focus every time she steps on the court. Her work ethic sets the standard, and her consistency makes everyone around her better. She doesn't look for shortcuts or attention, she just likes to work and lets her effort speak for itself. We're incredibly proud of the player she's become and the example she's set for everyone who's had a chance to play alongside her. Congrats on your fantastic senior season. Next is Kelsey from Taylor. Kelsey, you've been someone this team can always count on. No matter the situation, you step up and give everything you have. And beyond basketball, you make such a difference just by being you. You bring a calm confidence and positive attitude that lifts everyone around you. You built friendships, created memories, and helped shape this program in ways that go beyond the scoreboard. We're going to miss you so much, and we're excited to see what's next for you. Congrats on a great senior season test.
Good job, Sophie. Thank you, seniors. Thank you, everybody else. Now let's play ball.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Transfer Recording of Whitehall High School for tonight's matchup featuring the visiting Lutheran Immanuel Masters and your Whitehall Norse. Tonight we welcome our officials, Hank Kuya, Eli Bauer, and Matt Cousy. Thank you, gentlemen, for officiating tonight's game. To honor America and those defending our freedom, we ask those who are able to please stand and move your hands for the playing of our national anthem. High School, Immanuel High School, WA require good sportsmanship and education-based sporting events. Attend interscholastic activities is a privilege with an expectation to exhibit positive and respect behavior. For the enjoyment and respect of all attendants, their cooperation in demonstrating high ideals of sportsmanship is expected and will be appreciated. Again now, for tonight's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Lancers. Number 11, senior Becky Nelker. Number 14, junior Granite Burrow. Number 21, freshman Paige Whitman. Number 23, senior Evelyn Puckett. And number 15, senior Gabby Moreno. And now for the starting lineup for your Whitehall Lady Norse. Number 3, senior Abby Puckett. Number 12, junior Ida Loretta. Number 13, senior Kayla Landa. Number 14, senior Ariana Alfred. And number 21, senior Cassie Consi.
Tonight's matchup between the Immanuels and Lancers and the Whitehall Norse. Lancers' final game of the year before heading into the tournaments starting on Tuesday. Tip is won by Radical into the hands of Milner. Looks towards Gurgle, going to give it to her, and it's taken away. Got a 1-on-1 going the other way. Fakes, blocked by Milner, and a foul. Rough start for the Lancers. Won the tip, turned it over, and then Nelner commits the foul, who has been in consistent foul trouble for most of the year, including fouling out on Monday. And a tight game at the end. Ended up with 5. Didn't play most of the game due to her foul trouble. And starts out with 1 in the first 9 seconds. The first free throw falls as well for Klomstein. And her second. Bounced off the front. Rebound inside, and laid back up and in. Ozra hooks him up by 3. So essentially a 3-point play on the other end as well. So let's get their first chance on offense. She really set up, finds good up top. Drives towards Gerlin, landed off to her. Back down towards Hammond. Takes the Radical. Gives out of her hands. Goes back up, and hand off to Goodman. Goodman drives to the corner, hand off Gurgle. Has some space. Look. Puts back high. In the paint with Nelner. Nelner across to Radical. That's Goodman going to hand it off to her. First three of the night. Sends it long. It's saved by Nelner, but foot on the line. So Lancers get it worked around, get it inside. Got the good look from Goodman. Could not knock down her first. It usually takes her one or two to get into it. As the pass will be handled inside. Looking for a handoff. Mishandles that one. Going to get it back. A little floater. Going to bounce off the front. Rebounded by Hammett. I'll handle it off to Nelner. Back over to Hammett. Had right over for a second. Now going to go back high with Gurgle. Over to Goodman. Back corner with Nelner. Back up top with Gurgle. Steps across towards Hammett. Will give it to her. Back to Goodman. Into the paint with Radical. Radical turns. Had Nelner. Going to put one up instead. Off the short corner. Trying to save it and does. And eventually it's handled by Lambeck. Going to push the floor. Back up top with Lambeck. Hammett on her blue line. Fakes. They're going to try to send it back high. Going to send it inside instead. Radical forces it back out. Pass deflected. And it'll stay with the Norse. Passing baseline will come in from Klomstein. Pass deflected by Nelner into the hands of the corner. Now deflected again. Still trying to get a handle on it. Eventually will. And he'll get it back out up top. Luria. Back to the corner. Steps up. No option. And Herman steps up to get it. Deep corner. Looks at the paint. To find her, bad angle, forced back out, pass deflected, tipped out of her hands and into the hands of Girdle. Both teams playing great defense. Lancers just kind of couldn't get started well off the offensive rebound. Since then, they've been strong as Radical gets it to fall inside. Plus the foul and a chance to tie it up with a free throw at the line. Not sure if you can even see it, but if you can, Radical is wearing 15. As her jersey is currently not in the building. So she is going to be 15 for tonight. And she'll be back to her old 24 on Tuesday for the regional game. Radical's first free throw of the night to tie it up at 3. Fall. It's a nice three-point play from Radical. We're back even at 3. As back up the floor goes Lambeck. Trap comes, back up to Lambeck. Right back across. Handle looking to walk her way inside. Fakes and go skip pass across. Steps in. Got a good look, won't take it. Back to the paint, Goodman on her. Kick out. Gonna take this one. Bounces up and out. Rebounded by Radical, she'll turn and go. 1 on 3, 2 on 4. Hands off to Hammett. Will hand off to Gurgle. Sorry, Nelner. Back corner to Hammett, up top with Goodman. Goodman, good look. This one will fall for Goodman. 1 for 2 now on the night is Goodman as she brings him up by 3, 6-3. She got a little more space than last time. That's all the space she needs. Good look here from deep. Off the back rim. Rebounded, trying to spin back in on Nelner. Gonna take the deep 2 instead. Gonna bounce out. Rebound inside. Got a good look here. And she'll bank it up and in. Couple of offensive rebounds as Klomstein finishes at the rim to put him up. Put him back within 1. Into the paint. Radical turns, pulls up. She'll rim it in. Radical's got 5 and the lead's up to 8. Radical still dealing with that ankle, knee, and shoulder injury. In a lot better position now than she was Monday at senior night. Showing already here with quick 5. Rebounded by Nelner as she swings it over to Gurgle. As she skip past to Goodman. And do the easier pass to Nelner instead. Nelner will skip past to Hammett. A little low, ends up bouncing out of bounds as Norse will get it back. Currently down by 3, 8-5 with 13:47 to go. And back up the floor will go Lambeck. Sends it across. Fake's gonna send it back high. To the corner, swatted away by Radical. Pressure up top on Zayas. To the corner. Shallow space. Steps inside. Back across to the paint. Steps around Hammett. Can't get a roll. Rebound inside. Laid back up and in by Ozda. Brings it back down to a 1-point game. Lancers trying to get their lead back up to what it was. In the paint with Radical. Good look. Draws the foul, and she's heading to the line to take 2 more. Radical's first free throw will fall, puts them up by 2. Radical now 2 for 2 for free throws on the night. On the year, currently a 58.6% free throw shooter. And of how many she takes, for sure the most consistent on the team. Goodman has the best percentage, but has taken considerably less at 68.8. As the second free throw will win out. Radical goes 2 for 3 to start off the night. Keeps them up now by 2. Back across. Zayas. Takes to the corner. She'll step up. Deep 2. Bounce off the front and rebounded by Radical. Triple team all the way in. And blocked out of bounds. Staying home for Lancers. And Nelner will pass it in baseline. Lost up to Radical. Radical steps in. Can't finish. Tipped out of her hands. Gonna picked up. And lost out of bounds off the hands of Nelner. And back up top is Lambeck. Swings it across. Looking for an option. Pass deflected by Radical once again. It'll stay with the Norse in the high corner. Norse down by 2 with 12:47 to go. Get their first chance to tie it up here. Look over to Zayas. Zayas looking for the lead, and she'll get it! Big hit from Zayas. Not a lot of space. Didn't need it. As she puts them into double digits, up by 1 for the first time tonight. Into the corner with Hammett. Back up top with Nelner. Going to swing all the way across. Back up for Nelner. She'll step inside. Back to Radical. Radical double team. Gets back out with Nelner. All the way across to Gurgle. To the corner with Goodman. Wasn't looking. Still got it back. Back high with Gurgle. Sorry, Nelner. Into the paint. Radical turns. Looking for an option. She'll work her way inside. Steps back through. Can't get a roll. Tipped up in the air. And rebounded by the Norse. Taken back by Nelner, but a foul is called. And that'll be her second and the team's second as well. So Nelner, who got one in the first 9 seconds of the game, picks up her second here fairly later on. She will head to the bench for some night. As the first sub will enter in, it'll be Lydia Clokey. But a very solid JV half. Got her team within 1 heading into the half, and they ended up winning that one by 14. Back across. Had a good look, passed a little bit high. Gonna swing it one more. Got another good look here. Comes up short. And rebounded by Goodman. Ends up losing into the hands of Hammett, who hands it off to Gurgle. Back over to Lydia. Corner to Goodman. Goodman, a whole lot of space. This one will bounce out. Rebounded by Radical. Trying to put it up midair, and she'll draw the foul. Which is now the 3rd team foul in the Norse. As they're back in the line, shooting free throws 4 and 5. And the first on Lambeck. Radical's 4th free throw of the night. Will fall. Now 3 for 4 on the night. 7 points so far. Looking for 8 and the lead. And she's got it. 8 points for Radical. Lancers right back up by 1. 11-10. As the quick start from the Norse, Lancers quickly took back the lead. And the Norse worked their way all the way back. Lancers now have it back up by 1. Looking for a strong defensive stand. Back to the corner. Radical can't get a hand on it. Lambeck steps inside. Deep 2 with triple teamed. Ends up picking off the side of the backboard and out of bounds. And go back with the Lancers up by 1. Trying to build on their last possession. Back to Lydia. Back to Gurgle. Over to Goodman. In the paint with Radical. Radical fakes. Steps inside. Little turn. Another move. Draws the foul. And she's right back at the line, taking 2 more. Lancers moving the ball consistently better. Able to get it out past just the 3-point line, as they've been struggling with lately. And for most of the year as well. pressure at 3-point line, beyond blue line. They've been able to work it around, work it inside. Radical has had so much space, able to work her way through it. She drops her 9th point of the night. Chance to make it 10 when we return. 12-10. It's 2-point Lancer lead. Timeout by the Norse. Timeout, 12-10, it's 2-point Lancer lead. Radical at the line, looking for her 10th point and the 3-point lead. As the Lancers fan section has now all arrived. They have moved down into their corner. Can't really see, but decent amount. Right, Thursday night. As Radical looks to put them up by 3 with her second free throw, which she hits. 10 points now for Radical. 10 out of the 13. The only other 3 coming from Goodman on her 3. And currently has as many points as the Norse. Steps inside, back up top. Plomstein, kick back out again. Zayas gets a hand on it, handles it in the corner. Radical on her. Double team comes, gonna get it back out up top. Lambeck steps inside. Kick out, got the open 3, gonna take it. Banks off the side, tipped in the hands of Lydia, she'll turn and go. Triple team, she'll slow it down and hand off to Eichstead. Hands back off to Lydia and they'll slow it down. Back to Gurgle. Back up top with Lydia. Had Goodman corner. And still going to find her. Goodman not enough space. We swing it back out and around. Back to Radical. Radical steps inside. Hands off. Eichstead. Puts one up. Bounces out. And rebounded inside by Lisowski. So try to push the floor. Zayas on the one-on-one. It takes the dribble. Sends it long. Tipped around inside. Lambeck little fadeaway. Gonna bounce it in. They'll put him right back within 1. Back to Gurgle. Corner to Goodman. In the paint with Radical, double team. Looks for space, finds Goodman, give him the open 3. Hits another! 2 for 4 now is Goodman. As she brings him up by 4. Radical took that one away, now back up top. Swings it quickly, got a good look. Bounces off the side, rebounded by Radical and Eichstead. Radical ends up getting it, and it's taken back away. And laid back up by Lisowski. Radical and Eichstead collided for the free throw, ended up rolling in the hands of Radical, who then lost her surroundings and was picked off from behind for a quick 2 points. Goodman out of space into the corner with Eichstead. Eichstead will put one up. Bounce off, rebounded by Radical. Spinning right inside, she'll finish again. $12 now for Radical as they bring him back up by 4. Goodman the other 6. She'll step inside, kick back out. Back around to Zayas, foot on the line. Gonna bounce it out anyway, rebounded by Radical. Back to Lydia. Back up top with Gurgle. We'll step in, pass deflected. Goodman will pick it up and get it back up quickly to Lydia. Sorry, Gurgle. Gurgle sends it to Lydia. Hands off to Gurgle up top. Back to Lydia. In the paint with Radical, swatted away. Eichstead gonna get a hand on it, back up top. Lydia steps inside, kick out Goodman. She'll fake, relocates. Back up top with Gurgle. Back over to Goodman, in the paint with Eichstead. Makes a turn, skip pass, Gurgle. Steps in, deep 2, blocked. And they say it was not blocked. As it rolls out of bounds, it's gonna go back with the Norse. As Radical has the bench for the first time tonight. Nelner back in, cannot afford to get that 3rd foul. As she's done the last game. Let's get that 3rd foul in the first half. Forces it the rest of the first half. It's a nice little jumper here from Lisowski. Puts him back within 2. Thanks without Radical for the first time tonight. Over to Gurgle, to Goodman. She'll fake to Nelner. Nelner will pull up. Sends it long. Rebound inside by Lydia. Back up top with Gurgle. Takes to Goodman. Drives up towards her. Finds her. In the paint. Eichstead turns. Has a lane. Tipped around. Saves it. Nelner put on the line. It's going back to the Norse with a chance to tie the game. And a timeout by the Lancers. 18-16, the Lancers lead it by 2. Norse of the ball, we return with 7:49 to go. Back from the timeout, Norse down by 2, but with the ball off another strong defensive stand. Radical still not out on the floor. So big opportunity for them here to tie it up at 18. Fakes to the paint. Zaya steps out. Girl steps up on her pass. No one home. And it's Williams who'll catch it on the bench. Big opportunity for the Norse. Couldn't capitalize. Going back to Lancers, trying to get this back to a 2-possession game. Gets it over to Lydia. Back up top with Gurgle. Back to Lydia. Got a good look. Won't take it. Back to Gurgle. All the way around. Goodman. Fakes to the paint with Eichstead. Back up top with Gurgle. Over to Lydia. Good movement. Lydia steps inside. No option. Forced back out. Hands off to Nelner. Nelner trying to sweep through. And drawing the foul. Osdura. The 5th team foul with 7:12 to go. Big opportunity to get to the bonus as Hamel get it into Goodman. Goodman got space, can't finish. Tipped around, rebounded by Nelner, tipped out of her hands. And last touch by the Lancers. Takes to the corner. Back up top. Swings it around. Lamek got a good look. Won't take it. Back to the paint. Spins inside. And she'll finish. Osdura ties it up now at 18. Back to Lydia. Back to Gurgle. Corner with Goodman. In the paint with Eichstead. Eichstead good look. Sends it long. And it's rebounded by Lamek. Up the floor to Lisowski. Fakes corner. Lisowski steps inside. Little one-handed floater going to bounce out. Rebounded by Gurgle. Who will turn and go. Over to Lydia. Back up top with Gurgle. Corner to Goodman. Into the paint with Nelner. Back to Eichstead. Taken away. Right out of the air by Osdura. Tied at 18. Now a chance to give him a lead. Lisowski into the paint. Bad angle. Can't finish. Gets her on rebound. Still can't finish. Gets it again. Osdura for the 3rd time. Draws the foul. And she will hit the line, trying to give him a lead for the first time since 12-11. Osdura's first. Bounces out. And a Radical is checked back in for Eichstead. Radical got her rest. Left when they were up 4, came back in when they were even. Lancers did not score when she was off the floor. She's back now. That's the second free throw. Will bounce out. Game remains tied. It's Radical who will dribble it up the floor. Back to Gurgle. Finds Lydia. Lydia, good look, won't take it. Back up high with Gurgle. Steps back over to Lydia. Steps all the way through. Can't quite bank it in. A little bit too hard off the glass. They'll try to push it as Zaya's underneath. Gonna pull up for a 3 and pass out. Remains side all alone and she'll finish. Osdura another big offensive board. 4 now in the last 2 possessions. And this time she'll finish. Puts them up by 2. Goodman in the paint with Nelner. Quick turn. Air ball. Radical. Another air ball. And a foul on Nelner. Her 3rd. And Hammond enters in for Nelner. She will head to the bench for the rest of the half, which is currently 5:21. It's not as bad as it could have been, but still 3 fouls for Nelner. Has her up for the rest of this half, probably most of the second half as well, up until the end. And the Norse finding their stride here, up by 2 on a nice 6-0 run. Skip pass across. Lambeck into the paint. Tipped away by Goodman, and a foul going to be called. 5th team foul. Both teams now with 5 on the first on Goodman. Well, the second on Goodman. Goodman, max fouls he's gotten all year has been 4, and that's on a rare occasion. Has to be careful not to get her third. Lance is already with a short bench without Cloakey and Quaid for the rest of the year. Fakes. Pulls up. Can't finish. Rebounded by Radical. Hands off to Lydia. Back up top with Gurgle. Back to Lydia. To Goodman. Got some space. She'll take it. Sends it long. Tipped around. Rebounded by Gurgle. And a jump ball going to be called. Going back to the Norse. Over to Klomstein. There you go, deep corner, Lisowski. Into the paint, gets it over Goodman, little pull, bounces up and out. Tipped around, Gurgle trying to get there, can't get there in time. Lambeck the open 3. Gonna knock it down! Lambeck puts him up by 5. 23-18 with 4:12 to go. Back to Lydia. High with Gurgle. Over to Hammett. Radical, no space. Back up top. Gurgle steps inside, over to Lydia. Corner, Goodman. Finds Radical. Radical the one-on-one. Double team all the way through. Blocked. Rebounded. Blocked again. And picked up in the corner by Edge. And a travel on Lisowski. Tried to pass. Wasn't there. Tried to turn it into a dribble. Couldn't do that either. And it's Nelner is in for Leah for the last 3:51 to go. And Hammond will pass it in to Gurgle. Over to Nelner. Top with Gurgle, back over to Hammett. Gurgle. Gurgle steps inside. Fakes. Hands off to Nelner. Over to Hammett. Radical double team. Not a good spot. Works away inside. Kick out. Goodman. 3. Hits one again. Her third of the night. Has them back within 2. High to the corner, Lambeck. Steps up. Fakes, goes corner. Lisowski the response. Bounces out. Tipped out of bounds. Going back to the Lancers. And they've got a big chance here to tie it back up at 23. Herman enters in along with Zayas. For Osgura and Klomstein. And Nelner will pass it in. Alex Nelner, that is. Becky Nelner on the bench with those 3 fouls. As the Lancers try to bring it back even. Down 2 with 3:05 to go. Timeout called before. 3:05 on the clock. Lancers down 2. 23-21. Timeout. Lancers down by 2. 23-21. Led this one by as many as 6. Have trailed this one by as many as 5. Into the corner. Nelner back high. Swings it around. Back to Goodman. Hit a three on the last possession. Not giving her any space here. Back to Hammett. Down comes corner. Got some space. She'll take it. That one's sent long. And rebounded by Ozdura. No, Lambeck. Over to Herman. In the paint. Tipped by Radical. Handled by Lambeck. She'll step back inside. Steps through. Tipped around in the paint. And jump ball going to be called. Going back to the Lancers. So we'll give them another chance to tie it and or take a lead with 2:28 to go. As Lydia moves up the bench. Gurgle over to Hammett. Hammett goes deep corner to Goodman. And she is fouled on the pass in. The 16th foul as they got 5 with about 7 minutes to go. I've held off on this one for a good long time. But we do end up picking it up as Lydia enters in for Hammett. And we're just one away from sending the Lancers to the line. Only 2:18 to go though, so do have a fair chance of not picking up that 7th foul. This one's swung over to Lydia. Back up high with Gurgle. Gurgle goes corner to Lydia. Back up top with Goodman. Skip pass across. Nilner. One-on-one. Blocked out of bounds. Lorilla. 2:02 to go. Lydia on the pass in baseline. Down by 2, 23-21. Kick out. Gurgle got space. She'll take it. Bounces up and out and rebounded inside. Has a lane up ahead. Zayas, the one-on-one. Draws the foul and one. Radical picks up her first. Both teams now with 6 and is back to a 4-point lead. A chance to make it 5 at the line. Ozdura getting ready to check in and will for Lorilla. First free throw for Ozdura. Bounce up and in, sorry, Zayas. 5-point lead now for the Norse. 1:52 to go. Gurgle to Goodman. Takes to the paint, back up high with Gurgle. Back high with Lydia. Back over to Gurgle. Back to Lydia. Corner with Nelner. Back high with Lydia. Over to Gurgle. Can't find anything inside. Finds Radical now. And she's fouled on the way in and will take a 1-and-1 at the line. Trying to bring her back down to a 1-possession game. Radical's missed just 2 free throws so far tonight. 2 big ones here towards the end of the half. 1:28 to go. Radicals first. Will fall. There's herself a second. And a chance to get it down to a 3-point 1-possession game. Bounces out. Now they're going to get it into the hands of Goodman. Swatted away. And taken away by Lambeck. Remains a 4-point game. Skip pass across. Lisowski. Pressure on her. Needs an option. Works for some space. Finds Lambeck. Thinks about it. Steps in. Back out up top. Lisowski steps through. Pulls up. Bounces out. Rebound inside. Ozdura gets the roll. And it's up to a 6-point game. Fakes. Finds Lydia. Back in the Gurgle. She'll drive inside. Kick out Lydia. Open 3. Off the side and rebounded inside by Lisowski. 40 seconds to go. The Norse a big opportunity here to take a commanding lead before half. Currently at 6. Finds Herman. Takes across. Not going to send it there. Steps out. Zayas. 30 seconds to go. She'll step out. See if the Norse will try to hold this till the end. Into the paint. Lisowski jumps out to get it. Back over Zayas. Pulls. Bounces out. Tipped around inside. Ozdura turns. Kick out. One more. Lisowski. Hits the 3. Big hit for Lisowski going into the half. 10 seconds to go. Lancers down by 9. Gurgle to Goodman. 4 seconds. He didn't get a shot off. Gurgle spins at the buzzer. It can't fall. Baked and rolled out. And the Lancers needed it most, and a strong ending for the Norse, 31-22. Lesowski puts them up by 9. We'll be back in 10 minutes for the second half. the second half. 31 to 22, a 9-point lead for the Norse. After a last-second three for the Norse, Girdle had a really good opportunity, bounced and rimmed out. Which has us where we are now. Norse trying to get into a double-digit lead, currently their largest lead at the moment. As Herman steps inside, sends it back out up top. Sends it around to Lambeck. Takes one dribble, pass to the paint. Double team comes, gonna put one up anyway. Can't finish, rebounded by Goodman. And he'll hand it off to Gurgle. Over to Hammett. Takes to the paint. Back up high with Goodman. Over to Gurgle. Deep two, gonna take it. And she'll knock it down. A nice hit for Gurgle. Has them back within 7. And McFake's trying to hand it off. And let's just give it up top to Herman. Herman into the paint. Deflected. Gonna get it back. Kick out. Fakes. Looks to the paint. Now gonna send it back high. Herman. Over to Lambeck. Fakes to the paint. Back across. Steps in. And we'll hand it off up top to Herman. Back inside. Really good look. And she'll back it in. Over the hands of Goodman. All right, back up. A 7-point game over Goodman. I'm sorry, 9-point game. Goodman goes back corner to Gurgle. Steps out, couldn't find Nelner in time. Now Nelner steps out to get it. Another fake skip pass across. Goodman, good look. Sends it long, tipped and rebounded by Gurgle. Back to me with Nelner, quick pull. Sends it long. With those 3 fouls, has to be careful not to foul, as Lorilla thinks about a 3. She'll step inside, skip pass across. Lambeck fakes. Deep 2. Gonna knock it down. Good it from Lambeck. Has him up 11. Over to Hammett. In the paint with Nelner. Nelner, good lead. And she'll finish strong. Brings it back down to a 9-point game. With 2. Trying to keep this game manageable. Trying to come back from down 9. Fakes. Into the paint. Has some space. Can't finish and rebounded by Hammett. We'll give it up top to Gurgle. Over to Nelner. Hands off to Hammett. Across to Gurgle. Fakes to Goodman. Back over to Hammett. To the corner with Radical. Radical fakes. Radical steps inside. Kick out up top. Goodman, good look. Won't take it. And a handoff to Hammett instead. Hammett dribbles around. Hands off to Gurgle. Gurgle forced back out. Back to Hammett. Fakes to Radical. And give to Nelner. Nelner steps around. Pulls up. Comes up short. And rebounded by Lorilla. Gonna push the floor to Lambeck. Forced out. Takes the 3. Off the inside and rebounded by Radical. Quick offensive possession for the Norse. Gives it right back to the Lancers. Over to Hammett. To the corner with Nelner. Nelner drives inside. Got a lot of space. Sends one out at Goodman. A little bit too high. And it'll land out of bounds. As Lydia enters in along with Wasowski and Zayas. For Hammett, Lorilla, and Herman. Up top with Wasowski. Gets it up to Klomstein. Right back corner with into the paint, and she'll finish inside. That was Lambeck, who puts the lead back to 11. Over to Goodman. Skip pass across to Lydia. Open 3. She'll knock it down. A big 3 from Lydia. They put him back with an 8. Lydia 1 for 2 on the night. Did not hit a 3 in that JV game. Mr. went at the end of the half, so the first 3 of the night. And a big spot there to get this one back a little bit closer. Lambeck on a good drive, and she'll finish once again. Back up to a 10-point lead. Over to Lydia. Fakes. Steps inside. Back across and swings it all the way around. To Milner. Pulls up. And she'll hit one. Nice little short corner jumper. Get him back within 8. Hands it off up top to Zayas. Over to Klomstein. She'll fake. Back up top to Zayas. Deep three. Gonna hit it as well. Zayas, a big response. They put it once again up by 11. And the scoring ramps up considerably as Goodman will step out. Gurgle fakes. He gets it back to Lydia. Back up with Gurgle. Over to Goodman. Back to Gurgle. Quickly to Lydia. She's got more space. Drives inside. Little floater. It's fouled on the shot. And we'll take 2. So Lydia making her presence known on the offensive end here in the second half. As the defense almost non-existent for both these teams. After a more defensive first half, with Lydia missing her first here. Trying to bring it back down to a 10-point game. Lydia's second will fall. 42-32, a 10-point lead for the Norse. Lancers looking for a defensive stop here. Trying to work their way back into it. Lambeck. It's up. Pass deflected and taken away by Radical. Pressure from all sides. So slow it down. Hands it off to Goodman. Thinks about it. Into the paint with Nelner. Double team. Over to Lydia. Lydia got space. Litter floater will fall. Lydia's got 6. And the lead is cut down to 8. Gurgle trying to take it away. Lasowski holds on to it. Works her way back around. Hands it off up top. Zayas. Steps over, gives it up to Lambeck. Lambeck deep 3, won't take it. Steps around, he'll swing it over to Lasowski. Takes to the paint. Trying to go back that way. Now we'll dribble it back out up top. Into the paint. Nelner reads it well, and he'll take it away in stride. Has Gurgle across. Bad angle for Nelner, going to pull a fade away. Can't hit. Ball on the floor, Gurgle gets on it. And a jump ball staying with the Lancers. Nelner, a bit of a force, but ends up back on the floor. Gurgle, good effort to get down onto it. And ends up keeping it with the Lancers with a chance to bring it down to as many as a 5-point game. Entering back in is Lorilla. Passing baseline will come in from Goodman. Gonna send it high to Radical. Back corner to Goodman, now a lot of space. Back up high with Radical. Radical will drive inside, has a lane. Finishes strong inside, and it's back to a 6-point game. Lancers trail has won by as many as 12. They've cut that in half here tonight. Back across to Zayas. Looks to the paint. To the corner. Back into the paint. Lorilla, bad angle. Trying to hit it off someone's foot. Ends up bouncing around. And rebounded by Lasowski. Back across up top to Lambeck. A little bit high. Doesn't have a lot of space. Steps back in. All the way inside. Little floater too hard. Rebounded by Azdura. Draws the foul. And not sure who was on Nelner, but if it is, it's her 4th. And it was not, it was Lydia. Azdura once again getting a big offensive rebound. She had a lot of big ones in that first half, which led to a whole lot of points. It's a chance to add to her total here as her first scoring out. Aldera will enter in for Azdura after her second free throw. That's her second to make it a 7-point game. Fall. And she will head to the bench for Waldera. 7-point game. Lancers trying to keep the offense going. Held them just 1 point on the other side. Chance to double that here on the other end. Turn it over to Lydia. Steps inside, into the paint. Radical, good hands. Kick out, Gurgle, swings it. Goodman, the 3. Bounces out, rebound Radical inside. Comes up short, another one. Draws the foul, and she's back at the line. Goes first. Bounce out the front. Second to make it a 6.2 possession game. Will bounce out as well. Tipped around and is being rebounded by Lorilla. So Radical has been consistent so far today. It's a missing 2 here, and the Lancers come up empty. To the corner. Good luck for Lasowski. Hers is sent long as well. Rebounded by Gurgle. We'll let him pass and dribble it up the floor. It's an option. Over to Lydia. Good look at a three. Comes up short. Nellner gets a hand on it. Just came a little bit at her too fast. As being pushed up before. All alone inside is Zayas. Some quick transition points. Has them back up by 9. Over to Lydia. Back up top with Gurgle. Over to Goodman. Has Nellner. Nellner all alone. Can't finish. Tipped it into the air and picked up by Lasowski. Zayas once again swings it around. Lambeck short 2. Can't get a roll. Rebound inside. Still can't finish. Another one blocked by Radical and picked up by Nellner. Nellner will try to push it. Not a lot of space. She'll hand off to Gurgle. Over to Lydia. Corner Goodman. Back up top with Lydia. Skip pass across to Nellner. Nellner trying to drive inside. Bad angle. Fades away. Draws the foul. And he'll head to the line to take 2. Well, trying to bring it back down to a 7-point game as Eichstätt gets ready to check in along with a couple of Norse. Dura and Herman. It's Nellner's first free throw. Will bounce out. Second will bounce out as well. Tipped up in the air. Ends up being lost out of bounds by the Norse. So the Lancers will maintain possession, but 0 for 4 on their last free throws. After only missing 4 in that first half. Already with 4 missed here halfway through the second half. 9:38 to go. As Nellner will pass it in. High to Gurgle. Back over to Lydia. Into the paint with Nellner. A little bit high. Good hands. Going to turn, put one up. And rims up and in. And Nellner makes up for the 2 missed free throws. Puts them back within 7. Radical on the bench. First time Lancers have scored without Radical so far tonight. Isaiah's quick release. Gonna rim out. Rebounded by Gurgle. Big chance for Lancers here as Gurgle will slow it down. Gonna find Lydia. Takes. In the paint with Nellner. Nellner bad angle. Kick out Lydia. Good look. Won't take it. Steps inside. Little floater. Comes up short. Tipped it out of bounds off the hands of Nellner. And then they go back with the North. Then we get to the cross to Lambeck. Isaiah's coming up high. They send it to the paint. Kick out Zayas. Quick release again. Pressure right in her face. Still can't finish, but Herman all alone inside. Sent out by the Norse. A 9-point lead for the Norse. 47-38 with 8:40 to go. Timeout. Gurgle back up the floor. With the Lancers back down by 9. Over to Lydia. In the paint with Eichstätt. She'll turn. Over to Nellner. A little bit high. She'll drive inside and she'll finish once again. Nellner picking up the offense here in the second half. As Radical has checked back in for the Lancers. Picks up a dribble. Tipped out of bounds by Radical. Gets it in quickly. And he'll set it up top to Zayas. Back to Lambeck. Takes to the corner. Steps inside. Kick back out. Herman. Over to Zayas. Good look. Won't take it. Double team. Kick back out. Handled. Back to the paint. Landbeck steps out. Takes about a 3. Now going to kick out corner Lesowski. Contested 3. Gonna knock it down. A big hit for Lesowski. Has him back up by 10. Gurgle. Over to Nelner. To Eichstead. Hands off to Lydia. Up top with Nelner. Gets around to Gurgle. Back to Nelner. Back up high with Gurgle. She'll step in. Hand off to Eichstead. Eichstead turns. Pulls up. Banks up and off. And this rebound by Lesowski. She'll try to push the floor. Gurgle tips it. Zayas gets it back. But can't finish. Rebound inside. Draws the foul on Nelner. And then it's her 4th. Good job from Nelner holding out, playing, I believe, almost all the second half. So went 11 minutes without a foul. Does eventually pick up her 4th. It was inevitable. It's his first free throw will fall. And she'll head to the bench for only 3 or 4 minutes. They're going to need her with only 7:19 to go. Still a long way to go. Down by 11. With the Souths get the line. Sorry, Osdura at the line. Trying to make it 12. She won't. Tipped into the hands of Goodman, who will hand it off to Eichstead. Who hands it off to Gurgle. Nice, so need to get the offense going. Over to Goodman. A little bit low. She'll handle it. Step inside. No option. Back up top with Gurgle. Takes to Hammett. Back corner to Goodman. In the paint with Eichstead. Blocked and taken away. Landbeck swings it across. Herman, good look. Bounces up. Rebound inside. Draws the foul, but can't finish. And Osdura once again making them pay on the offensive boards. Has had over 10 just offensive boards on the night. And has turned that into over 10 points. That's her first free throw will fall. Goes up to a 12-point game as Herman heads to the bench. Second free throw to make it a 13-point game. Will fall as well. Gurgle over to Hammett. Back corner to Goodman. Trying to find Radical. She'll drive inside. He's an option. High to Hammett. Gurgle trying to save it and will. Into the hands of Hammett. To Goodman. Dribbles up top. Over to Gurgle. Fakes back over to Goodman. Back to Gurgle. Takes to Radical. Back to Goodman. Hands off up top to Gurgle. Gurgle steps around. Gets over to Radical. Double teams. Trying to work her way around. Back second side, over to Gurgle. Back up top with Radical, swatted away and out of bounds. And it's timed out by the Lancers. 53-40, a 13-point lead for the Norse with 6:01 to go. Back to the timeout, 53-40, a 13-point deficit for the Lancers with 6:01 to go. Still with a decent amount of time, but have to get the offense going. Scoring only 18 points in this half. And went to this half down only 9. Radical spinning inside, hands up top to Hammett. Over to Gurgle. Back up top with Goodman. Across to Hammond. Into the paint with Radical. Force back out. Looking to drive back in. And sends it out of bounds. Going back to the Norse. Side. Isaiah's up top. We go to the paint instead. Eichstätt on her. Kick back out. Isaiah's into the paint. Lisowski, quick pull. Kananagan down again. A 15-point lead now. As the Norse offense continues to confuse the Lancer defense. They've had their way here in the second half. In the paint with Radical. Got the one-on-one. Turns inside. Can't finish. Rebound into the hands of the Norse. Lambeck steps inside, all the way through. Can't finish. Rebound of Isaiah's. Kick back out to Lisowski. Up top, wide open three. She'll take it. Comes up short. Going back of the Lancers. They were forced to take a little bit earlier than they would have liked. But she runs her in for the final five. 4:57 to go. Comes in for Hammond. One foul away from fouling out in the last regular season game of her career. Gurgle. Over to Hammond, and it's taken away. Lisowski with Milner coming in fast, draws the foul, and she's gone already. 11 seconds in, and Milner's night is done. As Lisowski's fast break ends up leading to 2 free throws with Lydia entering in for Milner. Makes it a 16-point game. Second free throw will fall as well. A 17-point game now. As Gurgle takes up the floor with 4:40 to go. Over to Lydia. Steps inside, getting it to Eichstätt. Eichstätt turns, pulls up, sends it long, rebounded inside by Lambeck. Top of Zimmerman. Lisowski, looking for some space. Steps inside, kick out to the corner. Herman now out of space, double team comes. Back up in the hands of Lisowski. Back to the corner. Herman will take it. Off the front. Rebound in the corner by Herman. And back up top with Lisowski. Into the paint. Kick by Radical. And he'll stay with the Norse. And a timeout by the Lancers with 3:54 to go. Lancers down 17, 57-40. Timeout, 57-40, a 17-point lead. As the Lancers will put on some press, trying to work their way back into this one. As they need an option for a pass in, eventually will get it. Tip it out, rebounded by Radical, and she'll try to push the floor. All the way inside, can't finish, rebound Goodman. She'll dribble back out for a three, won't take it. And back up top with Gurgle. Back to Goodman, fakes to the paint, Eichstätt, good look. Can't finish, but a foul is called. A lot of pressure on the passing. Shot wouldn't fall. Radical had a good look at the other end, couldn't quite finish. And she worked it around, found Eichstätt inside. And now has a chance to pick up the lead at the line. As their first bounces out. Second free throw will fall to make it a 16-point game. Bit of pressure from Gergel, wasn't ready for it. Then she gets it out to Lisowski. She'll work her way inside. Pull up from the elbow and bounces out. Go inside once again. He lays it back up and in. Gergel back up the floor. And the paint with Lakestad. Kick out Goodman. The three. Sends it long. And rebounded by Lisowski. Inside, Herman the lane. Can't finish. Rebound inside by Lorilla. Off the bottom. And last touch by the Norse. 2:58 to go. Gergel up top. In the paint with Lakestad. She'll step inside. Kick out. Gergel can't handle the pass. And can't save it either. Passing corner. They take the three. Bounce off the back. Rebounded by Radical, and she'll try to push it once again. Now a space into being tipped out of her hands. And Handel takes the one dribble. Lorilla needs an option and eventually gets it out to Herman. A little bit more press. Just floats it over the top. Right back over to Herman. And she's across the line. Drives inside. Hands off corner. Into the paint. That angle. Comes up short and rebounded by Eichstätt. Hands off to Gergel. Weaves her way inside. Kick out to Goodman. Deep two. Gonna hit it. Gets it back within 16. Herman. Works her way up. Floats over the top and is handled by Odura. Back around. Looks to the paint. Send it there. Now Will. Lorilla. Step inside. Double teamed. Kick out. Pass deflected. Picked up by Lambeck. She's trying to waste some time here. Into the corner. Takes a deep two. Go back to the corner. Works her way inside. Little floater. Can't finish. Tipped up in the air. And is rebounded by Goodman. 1 on 3. Slows it down. Finds Eichstätt. Into the paint with Radical. She'll turn. Steps inside. And taken away. And 5 subs went in for the Norse, along with Hammett and Nelner for the Lancers. And Radical and Gergel head to the bench as Williams also enters in. Pass inside Lisowski, works her way through, little floater, gonna hit it. Into the 60s, up by 18. Milner up top. Over to Goodman. It's up. Force back out. Gonna go corner to Hammett. Hammett fakes. Back up top with Goodman, and a foul is called. And it'll just be the 5th. Fouls a lot less here in the second half. Either team will probably get to the bonus. As Williams will send it across to Goodman. Tipped, handled, 3. And she's got it. Got it out for deflection. Give it another nice hit. So she's had herself a good night. And time we'll just get the subs in for the Norse. 42.7 to go as this one nears its end. To 46, the current score, 15-point lead with 42.7 to go as the Norse will have possession. And Rose will pass it in. Skip pass across, gonna find her. Steps all the way through and draws the foul on Hammett. This one will bounce up and in. Second free throw bounces out, tipped up in the air, and rebounded by Hammond in the corner for a jump ball, which goes back to the Lancers. 34.9 to go, possibly the last possession here for the Lancers, depending on how quick it is. Norse will probably try to hold it out to end the game. Currently up by 16. Over to Goodman. Back up top, handled by Nelner, but loses it over the line. And an over and back. 24 seconds to go, so the Lancers do have a chance to get it back one more time. As Rose will pass it in from the side. In the backcourt, Mullis. That's deflected, taken away by Williams, up the floor to Goodman. Tipped back out of bounds by Rose. And the Lancers will get it back one last time. 17 seconds to go. Down 16. They get some last second points on. Over to Nelner. Corner to Goodman. Open three. Off the back. And picked up, so trying to push the floor. 10 seconds to go. Can't finish. Last touch by the Norse. 5.7 seconds on the clock. Not sure if they'll be able to get a shot off in time. Now they gotta go quickly. 4 seconds. 3, 2, the Goodman taken away, and that'll do it. 62-46, a 16-point win for the Norse in the final game of the regular season. We will see you on Tuesday at home for the Lancers' first regional game against the Elmwood Plum City Wolves. They'll start at 7 on Tuesday.